welcome you to the Warrenton Board of Aldermen meeting for Tuesday, June 4th, 2019, and we'll open up the public hearing for a proposed rate increase for sewer service within and outside the corporate limits of the city of Warrenton, Missouri, political subdivision.
Good evening. First of all, I would like to address the public hearing regarding the sewer rates.
We're all getting used to the mics.
Okay.
Thank you, Dana.
I would like to make part of the public record the municipal code by reference and public hearing notice published in the Warren County Record on May 16, 2019. The proposed rate increase for sewer is 4%, which is the amount included in the revenue bond offering statement calculation for the 2019-2020 budget. The average in-town residential customer will see an increase of approximately 94 cents a month, and the average in-town commercial customer will see an increase of about $2.85 per month. The rate increase will be effective August 1st, 2019, upon approval of the ordinance by the board.
Questions? Right.
Next item would be the public hearing on the water rate. I would like to make part of the public record the municipal code by reference and public hearing notice published in the Warren County Record on May 16th of 2019. The proposed rate increase for water is 4%, which is the amount included in the revenue bond offering statement calculation for the 2019-2020 budget. The average in-town residential customer will see an increase of 82 cents a month, and the average in-town commercial customer will see an increase of $3.28 a month. The rate increase will be effective August 1st, 2019, upon approval of the ordinance by the board.
Most of these are coinciding with our bond issue that we had set up front that we would have to do.
Correct.
Any questions on that? Thank you, Dan. Anybody from the public like to comment on the public hearing section? Not seeing anybody, we'll move along. I'd like for you to rise and say the Pledge of Allegiance with us, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm just going to say this right up front. If I butcher your name, I apologize. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let you get to that part. When you get there, you can handle it.
I've known him for 100 years.
So the introduction of new employee and Alderman Michelle Harvey.
Mr. John Plashinsky to the Public Works Department as maintenance laborer, starting at $14.50 per hour, effective start date of May 23rd, 2019, and welcome aboard.
If you don't mind standing so they can all see who you are.
Welcome, John. Welcome.
Stand up.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you for coming and seeing us. Welcome aboard. Next will be the consent agenda.
On the consent agenda tonight, we have the liquor license renewals for the 2019-2020 in the amount of $11,437.50.
Entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda items as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Deloy, seconded by Alderman Dyer. Roll call vote.
Alderman Deloy,
Yes.
Alderman Schultz,
Yes.
Alderman Shulharvey,
Yes.
Alderman Dyer,
Yes.
Alderman Ock,
Yes.
Alderman Miller.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Next item will be hearing from the public. If there's anything you'd like to discuss, we ask that you step to the podium, state your name. We'll give you 5 minutes to speak. Not seeing anybody, we'll move on. Next would be Board of Alderman comments.
I have a couple things. I'd like to remind the public that farmers market is open today, and visit it if you can. Some interesting items for sale at farmers market. And Brandy, I don't know who helped resolve the problem with the pool management, but I had a very nice thank you note from one of the women who had concerns about all of this scheduling changes, and everything is corrected. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. And that's all.
Else? I'm going to keep mine brief and just remind everybody of the, and I'm going to butcher this too, the Fruling Festival. Did they say it right?
Pretty close.
Okay.
Close.
Help me out here, is that right?
Fruling Fest.
There you go, Fruling Fest. With the Downtown Association, it's January 15th.
No.
June 15th. Jiminy Christmas. Really hurrying that up, aren't I? But it has been well advertised, and it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. They're going to have some activities. There's a 5K run, walk at the very beginning of it. Within that, they have a lot of German food and a lot of people coming out for different arts and crafts. So, sounds good. A lot of vendors out there, and it sounds like a good time. Next item will be the original package liquor license for Walmart due to new managing officer.
Walmart had to change their managing officer, so we had to do their liquor licensing separate.
Any questions on that? I'll entertain a motion to approve the original package liquor license for Walmart.
So moved. Second.
Motion made by Alderman Miller, seconded by Alderman Schultz. Roll call vote, please.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Shell Harvey?
Yes.
Alderman Dyer?
Yes.
Alderman Ock?
Yes.
Alderman Miller?
Yes.
Alderman Deloy.
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0. Next will be the request for road closure on June 30th for the Warren County Fair Parade.
Here's a picture of the road closure that they're asking for. It'll be from Southeast Street at Boonslick. They're going to line up down Southeast Street and down Walton to West, and then all the way up Boonslick to the city limits.
Any questions on any of that? I'll entertain a motion to approve the road closures on June 30th for the Warren County Fair Parade.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderman Deloy, seconded by Alderman Shell Harvey. Roll call vote.
Alderman Shell Harvey?
Yes.
Alderman Dyer?
Yes.
Alderman Ock?
Yes.
Alderman Miller?
Yes.
Alderman Deloy.
Yes.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes. Motion passes 6-0. Next, we'll hear from City Administrator Terry Thorne.
I have a couple of reminders for you. Next Monday, June 10th at 6 p.m. is the town hall meeting here at City Hall related to the inspection permits. And then on Tuesday evening, June 11th at 5 p.m., we have a budget work session. So Monday and Tuesday of next week. And then to ask you, we had spoken about large trucks being on Walton Street a few meetings ago. Guy Geevers spoke with the representative from down at Holland Binkley in regard to their ability to instruct their trucks to not use Walton. Their trucks come from all different locations. They don't always communicate with them prior to them getting to the city. So he said they really have very little ability to do that, and they have absolutely no opposition if we want to put up signs on Walton Street that say, no 18-wheelers. So my question for you is how you would like us to proceed. Do you wish us to put an ordinance together for next meeting that would make it so that those signs could be put up and enforced? Or how would you like us to proceed with this?
I can tell you, I think if we don't put any type of signs up, it's hard to anymore. enforce some of those laws. And I know signs can be a real pain in the rear end with being eyesores or what be it, but I think it does help with the enforcement for law enforcement when the signs are up.
Is this a request from residents on Walton?
Actually, no, I thought this came up at a previous meeting.
It did.
My question is,
It did come from a couple residents on the street there, Gary.
so how often does this happen? And I guess the question is, if they can't go down Walton, it's going to force more traffic on Main. Is that an issue, or I'm not here during the day.
I think some of the issues that I had heard in the past was due to how heavy the trucks were, and Walton wasn't designed that way. It does deteriorate the street, cause more potholes and what be it. Main Street is more structured for that type of driving, so that's why they were concerned.
I have an opinion on that, or?
I can't remember, to be honest with you. I hate to say that. I'd have to pull up the minutes and see if he commented.
My observations, I have not seen as many trucks, of the large trucks anyway, coming down there lately, so I didn't know what was going on, if Holland had mentioned it or what, but I haven't seen near the traffic that I noticed before, and I haven't actually spoke to a couple of the other residences that brought it up, but
Yeah, I think if it's a road structure issue, then it's pretty obvious it makes sense to put the sign up. Part of Walton Street also is commercial. You know, when you get closer to the Binkley, you do see some commercial structures there, or some, like the Historical Society in the back of the jail and all that kind of stuff. So, if it's not a complaint by the citizens, then
I think it all, one of them in particular, I think it had to do with during school kids were walking, and so they were concerned about that. But
I could see how it's problematic if people were parking trailers and vehicles like we tried to deal with. If you have a trailer or something parked on Walton Street, then you got a semi going down. I can see there being an issue, but has our issue with vehicles parked on Walton Street, like trailers and all that, been cleared out? And does that improve the situation if a semi goes down?
Can we table this to the next meeting and get when Guy may be here to give his opinion?
Absolutely.
Would that be okay?
Yeah, and I think maybe if the police
Makes sense,
kind of
yeah.
do some monitoring to see what's going on, then we can kind of get more information.
if I remember right, he did mention that, the street is not designed to carry the heavy loads, so to hear from him might be.
If we could just have him at next meeting and if you could interact with him in between now and then and get a basis
Sure.
on it.
Absolutely. That's all I have this evening. Thank you.
That was short and sweet. Next, we'll hear from Director of Operations, Brandy Walters.
Good evening. The first thing that I have is the monthly admin report. So just a couple quick things is we're doing some interviews, still trying to find an activities coordinator, a meter reader position. We just filled our street position that we had open, and some officers. Have 2 events at the end of May. One was the Roll King groundbreaking. Thanks for everybody that came to that, and the torch run.
So, Rule King is coming. Okay, just wanted to make sure, verify that.
Sure.
Did they helicopter in?
They did.
So does that mean all the materials for the building are going to be helicoptered?
It was phenomenal. They should. Yeah, somebody showed up in their nice car. I said, I think the helicopter just stole your thunder. Can't beat that. No, it was actually, anybody who was there, it was great interacting with them. CEO for Rule King is just a very nice guy, answered every questions down to earth, was very gracious and gave us a lot of compliments as a city. Said we were probably one of the easiest ones he's ever dealt with. And that's huge.
Very young.
That he was.
Everybody's young to me
I was going
now.
to say, yeah, so what's new?
Okay, he was young to me too. No, he was. But I just thought he'd taken his time out to come there and just stand around and answer any questions they had. I think he was one of the last ones to leave. It was really nice. So,
What was the public turnout for that?
I mean, it was, surprisingly for a weekday and a work day, it was quite. I mean, we had at least 30, 35, if not more. More than that. How many would you estimate?
I would have said 50
Okay, 50.
altogether.
Did they give an indication when they're actually should start moving dirt?
I heard today that they're supposed to have equipment starting here on Thursday.
Oh, great.
I think they said they needed to put in some drainage issues and then they'd start working.
I mean, there was some, I drove by the other night, there were some long, I guess it was drainage pipes sitting there, so.
Those are called wick drains. That's the same thing we had to do out at the interchange because of the plastic soils. So they'll put those into the locations and then they have to sit for some extended period of time.
What are they called? What kind
Wick drains.
Wick drains. Okay.
Yeah, they look like flagpoles if you.
Well,
know
I
what they
drove
are.
by and I thought they were flagpoles or light poles.
Or light
something.
poles, I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
When we first saw them, I thought so too. And then who was it that walked up and somebody
Mike.
yeah,
I knew what they were.
actually was able to tell us what they were. I was surprised.
Second thing that I have for you is the tourism. We had the meeting just last Tuesday. Their recommendations, they have approved for the event coordinator reimbursement, which we do every year, in the amount of $16,387.80.
Questions on that? I'll entertain a motion to approve the tourism recommendations in the amount of $16,387.80. Motion made by Alderman Schultz, second by Alderman Dyer. Roll call vote.
Alderman Dyer?
Yes.
Alderman Ock?
Yes.
Alderman Miller?
Yes.
Alderman Delloy?
Yes.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Shell Harvey?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
That's all I have. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Next, we'll hear from Finance Officer Dana Blaska. I always say that.
All right. I have before you a list of claims. $693,030.29 in total. Questions regarding any of those? I'll just need.
Questions? All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve the accounts payable in the amount of $693,030.29.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Alderman Miller, seconded by Alderman Shell Harvey. Roll call vote.
Alderman Ock?
Yes.
Alderman Miller?
Yes.
Alderman Delloy?
Yes.
Alderman Schultz?
Yes.
Alderman Shell Harvey?
Yes.
Alderman Dyer?
Yes.
Motion passes 6-0.
Item on the agenda are the financial reports for year-to-date as of April 2019. So they are by fund. So in the general fund, you'll note that revenues are about $30,000 below budget as of April. A mixture of items going on there. Sales tax are slightly under $46,000. Pool operation is about $142,000 under initial budget. Again, we haven't got into the peak season yet. Franchise fees are about $62,000 higher than budgeted, and police fines about $90,000 higher than budget. In operating expenditures for the general fund, you'll notice they are about $595,000 below budget. About half of that is related to salary type accounts, so for vacancies and such. The other half is related to maintenance supplies, things that will be spent by year end. Capital in the general fund, again, is below budget. At this point, the balance will be spent or carried over to next year. In the water sewer fund, revenues are about $266,000 above budget. Interest is up about $91,000. Water and sewer sales for residential and commercial are up, along with connection fees and industrial sewer. Operating expenses are about $231,000 below budget in the water and sewer fund, about $91,000 related to personnel, and again, the balance more maintenance and supplies that'll be spent. That large capital project is still in the engineering phase in the water and sewer fund, so for the most part, that'll be carried over till next year. In the capital sales tax fund, again, sales tax revenue is slightly under budget. We have made our final payment to the pool contractor, so the aquatic center itself is complete. We're still working on some items in the park, and you'll see those when we bring forward the budget. Other questions regarding the financial statements for April?
I have a question, Dana.
On the revenue in sales tax, estimated revenue, have you done any calculations on the loss of Kroger, how that's going to impact the sales tax?
Again, for this year, probably not an impact. For next year, the thought is that the other grocery stores in town will help absorb those sales. So in total, we still anticipate in that type of sale at least the same.
Yeah, the question I have is it's kind of a budget question moving forward is, the revenue guess on the pool was just simply that. We have no history, no experience, no track record. So is the part of the budget process this year to consider maybe expenditures that might help promote the revenue? Has that been talked about by staff? Because it's really a learning curve for our part. And so I didn't know if we had started processing additional ideas that would be helpful, and is that going to be part of the budget discussion? Okay.
We'll be talking about that next week. In fact, Brandy and I are meeting in the morning. We've gotten some information from the pool company, and we'll try to come on Tuesday with some things to consider. There'll be many different options, all of which will affect, obviously, the cost of the pool. But some of them are more programmatic kind of things related to, do we want to close earlier when they're in the winter time, when there are fewer people? So we'll put as much of that together as we can, and then the board can pick and choose what we wish to do, which will then affect the loss at the pool.
Yeah, so it's really a combination of finding new revenue, but also saving expenses in areas that are appropriate that still allow users to get benefits, but not to spend money when it's not wise to do so.
Sure. We understood going into it and made the decision that we wanted to see what the hours were that would be busy. So we were going to be open all hours. Well, we don't have a full year yet, but we at least have some winter information that will help us better to know what hours perhaps the pool should be closed when there really wasn't much use. So we'll consider those things when we talk on Tuesday.
I have to say, I've had several people come through town who've gone in and looked at the pool, and they're really very much surprised at how nice it is, and how the design is, and how we've used it to reach a wide group of people in the community, not just kids, but also seniors, and that continues to be a real positive point for the people that are talking to me about the experience of seeing the pool.
Right?
Well, I don't want to throw water on the comments that you're getting, but I've been to the pool several times. I'm sorry, I think the design for the outdoor pool was very poor, and here's why. You have teenagers that are not allowed to do 360 turns. They're not allowed to make flips off the board, and these are kids. This is what they're used to doing off of a diving board. They're not just diving off the diving board. The pool is so narrow that there is not enough room for them to even somersault off the diving board. And it's going to cause an issue because you have lifeguards who have to be, because of the safety factor, have to be on these kids all the time. And I actually asked, well, why couldn't these teenagers do a flip off the board? And they said, oh, it's a safety issue. The board is much too close to the side of the pool. And I'm sorry, I just think it's not a great design.
Well, I guess in comment to that, people, and I agree that I was a little bit shocked on the outside pool that it was as narrow as it was in the diving area. And my comment always is, you bring professionals in to design something, and you have to trust their knowledge and judgment because certainly me sitting up here, I'm not a pool expert, nobody's a pool expert, so you have to rely on. And I think that's one area as we come up with additional money, we talk about how do we expand and make the complex even better, be it indoor basketball or indoor stuff, or maybe we relook at the outside of the pool and see how it's expandable. But the initial thought is you have to rely on the people who do this for a living, and it's very, I've seen several pools that they design, and they're very much similar. And I understand the issue of kids diving, because when I saw that, I thought, I have a hard time walking straight, much less driving straight, so, I can see the challenge there. I understand
Very
that.
narrow.
I
It's very
understand that.
narrow.
Any other questions or comments? All right. So I will entertain a motion to close the regular Board of Alderman meeting.
So moved.
Motion made by Alderman Dyer, seconded by Alderman Schultz. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? We are so adjourned.